Good morning. Welcome to our weekly live show. My name is Afton Porter. I am your life coach and fashion stylist, where we talk about mindset and style and bring those together to help you show up powerfully in your life. And today we're going to be talking about procrastination. And I want you to think, if you're watching the replay, still comment. I would still love to hear. But I would love to know what it is that you have been possibly procrastinating in your life, whether it's cleaning out that junk drawer in your kitchen or going through your closet, or maybe it's something big like writing a press release for your business. Maybe you have a goal to be on a podcast, but you haven't reached out to anybody yet. What are what's something that you're procrastinating? Because we all have something that we want to do. The reason why I wanted to ask you, and you don't have to tell me, but I want you to think about in your mind what is something that you've been meaning to do or wanting to do that would be super important for you, but you haven't because of XYZ. Maybe you try to ignore it. Maybe another project all of a sudden became more important. That's mine. There'll be something I want to do, and then, oh, but I should do this first, and I should do that first, and I will go and clean out all the drawers in my kitchen. Okay, so what is your way of avoiding something that you need to do? What is your way of procrastinating? We all have our own unique way as humans of doing so. Or maybe you don't procrastinate at all. Maybe you get right on it. You think of something that you need to do, you put it on your schedule, and you do it, or you do it right within. Oftentimes, people will shop, will watch TV, work on another project, eat, drink, um, do a million other things than the thing that they are trying to avoid doing. And you are avoiding it for one reason or another. Maybe it's not something that you really want to do, but you need to get it done. Like, it needs to happen. And that's usually the case. Usually the case with my clients is they are avoiding something that they really don't want to do, but they know and they're thinking, I need to do this, or I should do this, or this would be good for me, but I haven't made the decision to actually do it yet. And that is where we're speaking from. Now, the goal is not to end all procrastination and be perfection. That's not the goal of this week. But I want you to be aware of what's going on in your brain. What are the thoughts that you're giving yourself that feels like facts, that feels like it's real, and it's the reason why you can't do the thing that you want to do? And just recognize to redirect your thoughts to start working on the thing that you want to do that you've been procrastinating. So there's three ways. Well, there is three ways, but I'm going to throw in a fourth um, of what you can do so that you will avoid procrastination. So number one is you need to make the actual decision. This is what I want to do. The word decision actually means to cut off. And when you decide to do something, you are removing certain other options, right? You're deciding this path and you're going away from that. Does that mean that you couldn't go back and choose that later? Of course you can. But when you make a decision to do something, you're cutting off all the other options, right? And you're going to decide to do it. Number one, that is the hardest thing for most people to do, is to make the real decision to do it. So it goes from, I think I should do this, or I want to do this, to I am going to do this, do or die. if it kills me trying to write that press release, I'm going to do it. Okay. So you need to make a decision that this is something that you really want. And when you do that, things are going to get a little bit easier. Not a lot easier because you still might not want to do it. You're going to have all those other thoughts that go in your mind, but the decision aspect is huge. Okay. It takes it from a wish and a want and a desire to this is what I truly want. Okay. So you have to decide. Number two, you've got to schedule it in your schedule. There's a million things that each of us are doing every week. And if you don't actually schedule it in your schedule, then other things are going to become more important. Things are going to come up, or you're going to forget about it, or you're going to offer, your brain's going to say, well, I really should be doing this right now. I really should be doing that, right? Like you go sit down to work on whatever it is that you need to work on, whether it's your closet, whether it's getting your Christmas list done, um, and just sitting down and doing it. Schedule it. Um, having a schedule where I write down all the things that I want to do that week and actually putting it into a calendar has been a game changer for me. I started it a couple years ago. I don't do anything fancy. Okay. I do have a planner. Okay. I love my planner, but I have a digital calendar where I schedule in all the things that I need to do to make sure that I do them. And I schedule rest time in there. I schedule all my appointments and I schedule my family time and all the things that I know that I want to do that week go into the calendar. It's not just um, appointments, it's all the things. So that I allow some freedom and room. And I know when I sit down to work on that project that I've been procrastinating my brain's like, oh, well, you could be doing that. I know that I've scheduled that time for later and I don't need to worry about that right now. Okay. So you're just kind of like eliminating some excuses, but then you're also more productive. So, number one, make a decision. Number two, schedule it in your calendar on a planner. I use, like, I think I mentioned it, but I use a Google Calendar and I highlight it all and color code it and all the things. Okay. You don't have to do anything like that. You could have seriously a planner that you just write in all the things when you're going to go to bed, when you're going to get up, your morning routine, and what comes after that. So schedule it. Number three, keep your commitments to yourself. Because number one, I know that if you've been procrastinating this thing and you've been trying to avoid it, when it comes down to having to do it, you're not going to want to. So hold on one second. I need to get a Kleenex for my nose. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. Um, when you when you make a decision to do something and you schedule it, you're not going to want to feel like doing it. So we're not trying to get the feeling that we're so excited about doing this project that you really don't want to do. We're going to go into that time knowing that you are not going to feel like doing it. You're just not. This is not something that you love to do, but you've made the decision to do it. And as an adult, we do things that we don't want to do sometimes that needs to get done. That we know that when we do this, it's going to give us a result that we want to do. You guys, that's what a lot of people don't do, right? They're not willing to go through that hard part. They're not willing to sit and 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 do something that's going to make them feel like it's really hard for them. When you sit down and do that, you are separating yourself from I don't remember the exact percentage. I want to say like 98% of the people are forever not living the life they truly want to live because they're filling it with activities and not letting their brains control them what they should be doing at the time, but they're just doing what feels better to them because they want to avoid that feeling that makes them, they want to avoid that feeling that what they don't want to do. So making yourself keep commitments to yourself and just knowing you're not going to feel like doing it. This is not something you're ever going to feel like doing, but you are going to do it and you're going to schedule that time and do it. And then at the end, you will have accomplished the goal that you had, the one thing that you wanted to do that you've been avoiding. So the key point, the hard part here is actually keeping that commitment to yourself. That's where a lot of people get tripped up is they'll make a decision. So like making the decision is a huge thing because that's a lot of people don't do that. But the next step is keeping that commitment. You scheduled it and keeping that commitment to yourself. As you notice what your brain is offering to do, you can start keeping track of what feelings you are feeling and what it is that your body is trying to tell you that you want to do instead. And as you recognize that, then you're able to say, no, Afton, that is not what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit down. I scheduled to do this for 1 hour. I'm going to sit down and do it for 1 hour. Because chances are, whatever your brain is offering you of you and going cleaning out that closet that you're trying to avoid doing that is the same thing that it's going to offer you when you're doing big things, when you have something huge like applying for the promotion and you're delaying that because of all these different feelings and ideas that your brain's giving you. When you are able to notice it in the little things that you're doing, like cleaning out your kitchen drawer or going through your closet, you're going to recognize those thoughts and feelings in the bigger picture, right? So that you're able to live the life that you were meant to live. I really don't care if you clean out your drawer or you go through your closet this winter. That's not the key thing. The key thing is to be able to recognize what your brain's telling you and actually do what you truly, truly want, not just what you're trying to avoid. Okay, because that's what's happening is they'll go and do something else to avoid a feeling. Okay. So that's what I want to offer you to help you with procrastination because I know things are going to get really crazy here with all the holidays coming up and the parties and the dinners and the events. Hopefully, you're having events. Are you having events now? And all the things that you're ready for them. And you maybe offer yourself, that's not getting on my calendar and schedule, and you're not going to feel guilty about not going. Okay. You're just going to schedule the things that you know you truly want to do. Okay. My voice is going. So that means it's time for me to end this. Hopefully, you'll start keeping track of how you are procrastinating so that you can get better and better at not doing that. All right. We'll talk to you later. Think like a style icon. Have a good week.